Hello, fellow food lovers. Today I will be making a quick and easy noodle soup. It's Vietnamese beef ball noodle soup using instant ramen. You will need 5 Vietnamese beef balls, 1 package of instant ramen, 2 stems of Chinese greens. You can use anything, whether it be Bok Choy, Yu Choy, etc. 2 cups of chicken stock, a pinch of salt, and a splash of soy sauce. If you're using the big bok choy, you can cut a leaf into pieces and just use that. Otherwise, you can use baby bok choy. So that was a package of the Vietnamese beef balls. So I have 5 of them in a bowl. They're fairly big, so I'm going to cut them into 3 pieces each. These are the beef balls you would find in Vietnamese pho. Which is, the Vietnamese noodle soup. They're pre-cooked already. They just need to be warmed up. I'm going to take 2 baby bok choy. These are the Shanghai bok choy. So I'm not going to use 2 of the baby ones. I'm going to slice them in half, both of them. I'm going to give them a good wash. They got a lot of dirt in them because they got little nooks and crannies. And I've got a package of instant ramen noodles. Okay, so I have a pot with water brought up to a boil. I'm going to add the beef balls into it. So they're cooked, so you can boil them for 2-3 minutes and they should be good. So we're going to make use of that pot, and we're going to put the package of instant noodles in there as well. So those will cook at the same time as the beef balls are cooking. There you go, the instant ramen. I rarely use the pack of seasoning that's in the instant noodles unless it's a really expensive and good instant noodle. Usually the cheap ones, season packets are full of chemicals and sodium. So I shy away from that. So for the broth, I usually use, the tetra packs of chicken stock, basically. So the instant noodles are done. So I'm gonna fish it out with a pasta rake, and then I'm gonna take the beef balls out as well. So instant ramen takes maybe 3-4 minutes of cooking water. Okay. So I'm going to make use of that water. I'm going to drop the baby bok choy in there. And those can boil for 2-3 minutes and they should be done. They don't take very long at all to cook. So yeah, a classic Chinese or Asian noodle soup will basically have the noodles, whether they be instant ramen or packaged regular Asian noodles. So I'm going to dump the water out. Some protein like chicken or beef balls or fish balls, and a vegetable. So I'm going to put 2 cups of the chicken broth into the pot and bring it to a boil. So having a noodle soup using chicken broth or beef broth, whether it be packaged or homemade, is way superior to using those flavor packets that are in the instant ramen noodle packages, and probably much healthier too. So I'm going to put a pinch of salt in there. If you're using seasoned chicken broth, you can skip the salt. And I'm going to put a splash of soy sauce in there. I'm going to also add 1 glass of water. So that's a ratio of 2 cups of chicken broth to 1 cup of water. just so that it doesn't have an overly strong flavor, because when the chicken broth boils, it concentrates anyway, so you're just going to add some water to make it less strong tasting. Okay, so it's come to a boil, so I turn the heat off, and I'm going to pour the soup stock into the noodles. So I'm going to fill it till the soup is at the same level as the noodles, and that'll be good. You don't have to pour everything in there. So look, that looks like a fine bowl of noodles. You don't want to put too much chicken stock in there. It'll kind of wash out everything. Yeah, so noodles, some veggies, some meat makes for a complete Asian noodle soup.